All right, try to keep these videos short, but this one may actually drag on, so apologies in advance. I'm going to try to wrap everything up that you need to know about Google Calendar in one quick video. So this is the new Google Calendar with the material design view. Okay, you have your month view up here, which you can progress forward and backwards here. And then you can click on an individual day, and it will switch to the day view. Okay, back to the month view, or back to today's view, and then we can go back to the month view by clicking on this one right here. It moved it on me. All right, so you can see a lot of things on my calendar. However, these aren't all on my calendar. These are on calendars that I have access to. So you can see over here what I've toggled on are the calendars that I currently want to show here. The color of the icon indicates the color on the calendar. So these in here on yellow are holidays. These here in pink are Shenandoah District. The blue, Juan De La Rocha's birthday, is because he's in my contacts. Okay, so you can toggle those calendars on and off to show or hide those events. So it's sort of like an old school overhead in that you're just taking sheets of plastic off of it until you get the view that you want. Okay, you can also click the three dots next to a calendar and say show only this calendar rather than all of them. That also coincidentally is where you would go in to change the color of the calendar. Right? Google does have a bunch of pre-made calendars for you. If you click plus and you go browse calendars of interest, you can get all the sports teams and it'll show you when the games are and what time. You can pick different holiday packages, okay, even phases of the moon. So there's some pre-made Google ones. So that's what you're looking at when you start out looking at this calendar on Google, is a compilation of all of the calendars that you have access to, that you have turned on. Okay, if you want to create a new calendar, you click plus here and say new calendar. And if you want to change the settings for one of these calendars individually, you go to hover over it, you click the three dots. Notice you can change the color of that calendar, and there's actually custom colors now, which is really cool because you used to be limited to only about 24. You can then click on settings and sharings here, and you can also go in and give the calendar a description, set what time zone the calendar works off. The owner will automatically be here for you. So if you're using someone else's calendar, it'll show you that. And if it's part of an organization of Google Suites, it'll show you that too. Here's where you can choose how to make your calendar available to other people. So this particular one's only available to me, but I could add another person here by simply clicking add person and then beginning to type their name. Okay, so I made it only available to my Shen schools, but I could also make it available to my Gmail account at home. So this calendar is available on either. You might have noticed that I have this one over here called John Bullington Personal, and that's exactly what I did. I made my Gmail calendar available to my Shen Schools calendar. Okay, so you can make it public for anyone in the world to see, and if you do that, or if you make it available to Shen, you'll get a shareable link that you can give to the other people to direct them to your calendar. Okay, you can also embed your calendars into your websites using the integration of calendar features down here. Okay, if it's a Google site, it's easy. If it's not a Google site, you can use embed code to do it. So there's that section there where you can get the code to put your calendar onto other web pages so that it doesn't say stuck in the calendar app. Okay, so those are some of the settings for your individual calendar. Okay, notice they also break it down here so that you can scroll up or down quickly by clicking on that. When you're done with that, you click the back button, takes you to your calendar view. Now, adding an event to your calendar, there's two ways. There's a plus symbol down here underneath my picture, so I'm going to disappear. When you click that plus, you can create a new event. By default, it puts that new event on your main calendar. So be careful of that. If you're using multiple calendars, you want to pick the one that you want that calendar to go on. It only shows you the calendars that you have write access to, not the ones that you have view access to. Okay, so be careful of that. Because a lot of people say, oh, the calendar, I put it on my classroom calendar, but it's not showing up on my website. And that's because they generally put it on their own personal calendar. Okay, here's where you can choose the date of the calendar. All day means it blocks it off for the whole day, and that view looks a little different. It looks like a solid bar on the calendar rather than an event with a dot. Okay, if you click that off, that all day, you can pick an exact time, and you can put in whatever time you want. You do not have to stick to the 10, 15-minute intervals. It will adjust the end time based on the start time, though. You can also have an appointment cross over multiple days by changing the start date and the end date. So you may have one that starts at 9 a.m. on Monday and goes till 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay. You can choose to repeat it. And there's, I want to repeat it every day. I want to repeat it every week on this day. Okay. I want to repeat it every month on the second Thursday. So, or you can customize that. So you can make recurring appointments however you need them to be. Okay. Location. If Google knows the location, it'll put a map link there. So like if I put Arenda Elementary School, it'll pull over that exact link from Google Maps. Okay. If I want to have a Google Hangout meet so that people can attend this in person or over the internet, I can set up a Hangout meet and the code will be in the appointment. I can add a description down here, and I can attach documents to it from my Google Drive or Team Drives or from my local computer. Okay. Over here is where you invite guests. So if I want to invite Vanessa to this, I simply select her name and she'll get an invitation. You can also attach a room utilization to this. Only certain rooms are in our Gmail calendar. Eventually you may see more of these cropping up, and it's a way to book a resource to go with your appointment. Okay. So, and then this is what your guests can do. They can't change the event, but they can invite other people. If you don't want them to be able to invite other people, you say this. If you don't want them to be able to see who's also invited, you click this. Okay. Then you click Save to add this appointment after giving it a title. Sample, all day, save, don't send. So there's that sample appointment right there in the calendar. So that's the basics of using Google Calendar.